Hello. Welcome to English for Everybody. This lesson is about English pronouns.
Pronouns or proxy nouns are of three kinds, namely the personal, the relative, and the adjective pronouns. There are 5 personal pronouns, namely I, you, he, she, it, with their plurals we, ye, or you, they. Personal pronouns admit of person, number, gender, and case. Pronouns have 3 persons in each number. In the singular, I is the first person, you is the second person, he, she, or it is the third person. In the plural, we is the first person, you is the second person, they is the third person. The numbers of pronouns, like those of substantives, are, as we have already seen, 2, the singular and the plural. In addressing yourself to anybody, it is customary to use the second person plural instead of the singular. This practice most probably arose from a notion that to be thought twice the man that the speaker was gratified the vanity of the person addressed. Thus the French put a double monsieur on the backs of their letters. Editors say we instead of I out of modesty. Gender has to do only with the third person singular of the pronouns he, she, it. He is masculine, she is feminine, it is neuter. Pronouns have the like cases with substantives, the nominative, the possessive, and the objective. The personal pronouns are thus declined: nominative, first person singular I, first person plural we; possessive, first person singular mine, first person plural ours; objective, first person singular me, first person plural us. Now the third person singular, as we before observed, has genders, and we shall therefore decline it in a different way. Variety is charming. Third person singular, nominative, masculine he, feminine she, neuter it; possessive, masculine his, feminine hers, neuter its; objective, masculine him, feminine her, neuter it; plural, nominative they, possessive theirs, objective them. Reader mem. We beg to inform thee that the third person plural has no distinction of gender. Section 2 of the relative pronouns. The pronouns called relative are such as relate, for the most part, to some word or phrase called the antecedent, on account of its going before. They are who, which, and that, as what is usually equivalent to that which, and is therefore a kind of compound relative, containing both the antecedent and the relative, as you want what you'll very soon have, that is to say, the thing which you will very soon have. Who is applied to persons, which to animals and things without life, as he is a gentleman who keeps a horse and lives respectably. To the dog which pinned the old woman they cried, "Caesar!" That, as a relative, is used to prevent the too frequent repetition of who and which, and is applied both to persons and things, as he that stops the bottle is a cork man. This is the house that Jack built. Who is of both numbers, and so is an editor. For according to what we observed just now, he is both singular and plural. Who, we repeat, is of both numbers, and is thus declined: singular and plural. Nominative, who is the maiden to woo; genitive, Whose hand shall I choose? Accusative, whom to despair shall I doom? Which, that, and what are indeclinable, except that whose is sometimes used as the possessive case of which, as the roe, poor dear, laments amain, whose sweetheart was by hunter slain. Who, which, and what, when they are used in asking questions, are called interrogatives, as who is Mr. Walker? Which is the left side of a round plum pudding? What is the damage? What, or to speak more improperly, what, is generally substituted by cabmen and hack drivers for who, as the donkey what wouldn't go, the girl what sweeps the crossing. That, likewise, is very frequently rejected by the vulgar, who use as in its place, as Section 3 of the adjective pronouns. Adjective pronouns partake of the nature of both pronouns and adjectives. They may be subdivided into 4 sorts: the possessive, the distributive, the demonstrative, and the indefinite. The possessive pronouns are those which imply possession or property. Of these there are 7, namely my, thy, his, her, our, your, their. The word self is added to possessives, as myself, yourself. Self is also sometimes used with personal pronouns, as himself, itself, themselves. His self is a common but not a proper expression. The distributive are 3, each, every, either. They denote the individual persons or things separately, which when taken together make up a number. Each is used when 2 or more persons or things are mentioned singly, as each of the Catos, each of the Browns. Every relates to one out of several, as every mare is a horse, but every horse is not a mare. Either refers to one out of 2, as when I between 2 jockeys ride, I have a knave on either side. Neither signifies not either, as neither of the Bacons was related to Hogg. The demonstrative pronouns precisely point out the subjects to which they relate. Such are this and that, with their plurals these and those, as this is a Hoosier lad, that is a Yankee schoolmaster. This refers to the nearest person or thing, and to the latter or last mentioned; that to the most distant, and to the former or first mentioned; as, this is a man, that is a nondescript. The indefinite are those which express their subjects in an indefinite or general manner, as some, other, any, one, all, such, etc.
Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on my future videos.